In this video, I'm going to be reacting to the history of the entire world by Bill Kurtz. I'm a Slovak Muslim, also former Christian atheist, so quite a mix. So let's just dive into the reaction and see what's up.
Hi, you're on a rock, floating in space. Pretty cool, huh? Some of it's water. Fuck it, actually most of it's water. I can't even get from here to there without buying a boat. It's sad. I'm sad. I miss you. How did this happen? A long time ago, actually never, and also now, nothing is nowhere. When? Never. Makes sense, right? Like I said, it didn't happen. Nothing was never anywhere. That's why it's been everywhere. It's been so everywhere, you don't need a where. You don't even need a when. That's how every it gets. Forget this. I want to be something. Go somewhere. Do something. I want things to change. I want to invent time and space. And I know it's possible because everything is here and it probably already happened. I just don't know when to start. And that's exactly where it started. Oh, I paused it.
So this is definitely referring to the Big Bang Theory. You can see it's quite a problem to describe what happened before the Big Bang. Even the author was like, you don't need the where, you don't need the when, you don't need every. That's how every it gets. So you're outside of time and space because the time and space were created in the Big Bang. So that's what Muslims believe. Allah, the creator, is outside of time and space. And he is the initiator. He created this universe. And that's basically in the Quran, which says that we've created everything from one single point. So the Big Bang model is in the Quran, even though we don't really depend on it. But
thing, in a place. Don't like it? Try a new place. At a different time. Try to stick together because the world is going to get bigger and emptier. But it's not empty yet. It's still very full and about 1 jillion degrees. Great news, the quarks are now happily married in groups of 3, called a proton or a neutron. And there's something else flying around too that wants to join in but can't because it's still too... Great news, the protons and neutrons are now happily married to each other. Some of them even doubled up.
How come time was invented in that first blanked second after the Big Bang? Or how did the protons and neutrons or helium know how they got to get together and form these bonds? Like, these are laws of physics, but how those laws of physics work? Why do they work in this universe? That's the question. In order to have something to follow a particular order, it needs to have a designer or some sort of program written in it. So
great news, the electrons have now joined in. Congratulations, the world is now a bunch of gas in space. But it's getting closer together. And it's getting closer together. And it's getting closer together. It's a star. New shit just got made. Some stars burn out and die. Bigger stars burn out and die with passion and make some brand new, way crazier shit. Which allows newer, more interesting stars to be made and then die and explode.
This was my kind of belief back in my atheistic days. I used to be I used to watch a lot of Neil deGrasse Tyson and Cosmos and stuff. So I would be like reflecting, oh, I'm part of the sun and star because this model basically suggests that the star blow up, they create new things, then it blows up again, the second generation, then it forms the stars we have now. And so I would be like amazed because the material which made those stars also made a human life. So I'm part of the stardust, reflecting. But actually it's quite like nonsensical in a sense where, it did happen, but it doesn't answer any of the questions. I was very hooked on this, kind of like thinking I'm part of the stardust.
Around, like rocks, ice, and funny clouds, which can make some very interesting things. Like this ball of flaming rocks, for example. Holy shit, we just got hit with another ball of flaming rocks. And it kind of made a mess, which is... Weather update, it's raining rocks from outer space. Weather update, those rocks might have had water inside them and now there's hot steam in the sky. Weather update, cooler temperatures today and the floor is no longer lava. Weather update, it's raining. Severe flooding alert, the entire world is now an ocean.
Nice.
Volcano alert. That's land. There's nothing in the ocean. What? Something's alive in the ocean. Oh cool, like a plant or an animal? No, a microscopic speck. It lives at the bottom of the ocean and eats chemical soup, which is being served hot and fresh, made from gnarly space ingredients left over from when it was raining rocks or whatever. Oh yeah, and it can do that. It has secret instructions written inside itself telling it how to build another one of itself.
Isn't this insane? First of all, the DNA itself looks like a code inside a computer. Everyone has a special DNA, and so just another point, like, okay, there's some intelligent design in this universe. The second thing is, where did that first cell come from? And the biologists cannot answer this. And you claiming outside of space or outside of our solar system, it came on an asteroid. Okay, where did that come from? So we need to answer, where did life form and how could it form? And what's that soup ingredient you're talking about? To me, it doesn't make any sense, but I guess, yeah, you learn it at school, but this whole theory has so many holes in it. You haven't established how the first cell could have been created or formed from chemicals to biology. How does that transition happen? It's called abiogenesis, but still, too much holes for me to believe in the theory that everything came from some chemical soup inside the bottom of the ocean. How can a cell program itself? Does that make any sense? Think about it.
So that's pretty nifty, I would say. Tired of living at the bottom of the ocean? Now you can eat sunlight. Using a revolutionary technique,
Photosynthesis,
you can convert
yeah.
sunlight into food. Side effect, now there's oxygen everywhere and the sky's blue.
What a beautiful process. You eat sunlight and it creates oxygen. Amazing.
Then the Earth might have been a snowball for a while, maybe even a couple of times. It's a sponge, it's a plant, it's a worm, and some other types of weird, strange water bugs and strange fish. It's the Cambrian explosion.
No problem with that.
Wow, that's animals and stuff. But we're still in the ocean. Hey, can we go on land? No. Why? The sun is a deadly laser. Oh, okay. Not anymore, there's a blanket.
Funny enough, ozone layer is mentioned in the Quran and the blanket as well. So anyways, I don't want to pitch too much of Islam here, but yeah, it kind of like, it's funny how it aligns.
Now the animals can go on land. Come on, animals, let's go on land. Nope, can't walk yet. And there's no food yet, so I don't care. Okay, will you learn to walk if there's plants up here? Maybe, said some bugs and fish. Okay, so I can go on land, but I have to go back in the water to have babies. Learn to use an egg.
I was already doing that.
Use a stronger egg. Put water in it. Have a baby on land in an egg. Water is in the egg. Baby in the egg, in the water, in the egg. Works for me. Bye-bye, ocean. And now everything's huge, including bugs. Want to see a map of the land? Sure.
Nice.
Oh fuck, now everything's dead. Just kidding, here are the survivors. Keep your eye on this one because it's about to become the dinosaurs. Here's another map of the land. Yeah, it broke apart, don't worry about it, it does that all the time. Here comes a meteor.
Isn't crazy the idea, just looking at the picture, that actually, yeah, we do live on a blue ball inside the universe and no one cares about it. No one really kind of like thinks through it when they're going about their day, just like going to the shop, going to work. Hey, look up, you live in a blue ball, actually. That's the craziest part of this life. Anyways, the dinosaurs didn't have much time left on this dunya.
Dinosaurs are gone. It's mammal time. Here come the mammals. Look at those breasts. Now they're gonna dominate the world, and one of them just learned how to grab stuff.
Nice.
And walk. No, like walk like that. And grab stuff at the same time. And bang rocks together to make pointed rocks. Ouch. And set things on fire. Youch. And make crazy sounds with their voice. Knoosh. Which can mean different things. That's a human
You see that jump? So yeah, animals can make stuff, even chimpanzees can make noises and maybe communicate and also have some form of, some tools and stuff, but what makes a human person different compared to just an ape or some Neanderthal or whatever is the ability to have a consciousness, to realize you're a conscious human being, and that is not natural to animals and at all to chimpanzees or orangutans or none of these things. So again, this is a popular kind of like evolution stuff. I don't buy it. To have consciousness, to have self-awareness about your existence can't really happen just like that. And so it's not, I don't think it's a step in the evolution in the Quran, and also the Bible. It tells us that the first human was created was Adam. So it doesn't mean that there were no apes or Neanderthals on Earth. There could have been in the beta testing phase. But the human who actually knew what's going on, and that's Adam for Muslims. We believe there is no evolution from a monkey to Adam. Adam was created by Allah, by God, so.
And now they're everywhere. Almost. Ice Age. What? You can walk over here? Cool. Not anymore. Well, I guess we're stuck here now. Let's review. There's people on the planet. And they're chasing their food. Fuck it. Time to plant some grass. Look at this. I control the food now. Now everyone will want to be my friend and live near me. Let's all build houses, except mine is bigger because I own the food. This is great. I wonder if anyone else is doing this. Tired of using rocks for everything? Use metal. It's underground. Better farming was just invented in a sweet dank valley right in between these two rivers.
Iraq.
And the animals are helping. Guess what happens next? More food, and more people who came to buy the food. Now you need people to help make the food and keep track of the sales. And now you need houses for people to live in and people to make the houses. And now there's more people and they invent things, which makes things better. And more people come and there's more farming and more people to make more things for more people. And now there's business, money, writing, laws, power. Society. Coming soon to a dank river valley near you. Meanwhile, out in the middle of nowhere, the horse is probably being tamed. Why is all my metal so lame and lumpy? Tired of using lame, sad metal? Introducing bronze, made with special ingredient tin from the far lands of Tinland. I don't know, my dealer won't tell me where he gets it. Also, guess what? Egypt. Meanwhile, out in the middle of nowhere, they figured out how to put wheels on a horse. Now we're getting somewhere. Also, China. And did I mention Indus River Valley Civilization? The Middle East is getting more complicated, maybe because it's in the middle of the East.
There have been many civilizations also in the Mediterranean Sea, around Turkish borders, and it's pretty incredible. But I think there's many civilizations which we haven't uncovered yet, which have lived on this earth, and they're mentioned in the Quran, but we just don't know. And so it's just crazy that how many people lived here and how advanced some of them were.
Knock knock, or clop clop. It's the people with the horses, and they made an empire, and then everyone else copied their horses. Greeks! Ah look, it must be the Greeks, or a beta version of the Greeks. Let's check in with the Indus River Valley civilization. They're gone. Guess who's not gone? China. New arrivals in India. Maybe it's those horse people I was talking about, or their cousins or something.
Indo-Iranian?
Hinduism. You could make a religion out of this.
But no one knows who wrote those texts. That's the problem with Hinduism. But anyways, nice.
There's the Bronze Age collapse. Now the Phoenicians can get down to business. Also, can we switch to a metal that's a little easier to find? Thanks. Look who came back to Israel. It's the 12 tribes of Israel. And they believe in God. Just one, though. He's got like a 10-step program.
Nice.
Here's some huge heads. Must be the Olmecs. The Phoenicians make some colonies. The Greeks copy their idea and make some colonies. The Phoenicians made a colony so big it makes colonies. Here comes the Assyrian Empire. Never mind, it's the Babylonian Median. It's the Persian Empire. Wow, that's big. Ah, the Buddha was just enlightened. Who's the Buddha? This guy, who sat under a tree for so long that he figured out how to ignore the fact that we're all dying. You can make a religion out of this.
Funny enough, all of these civilizations had religions and had belief systems in something transcendental. It's a unanimous thing inside a human being, the need to worship. So even though today we live in the atheistic world, back in the days and not that far ago, everybody used to believe in something, and each of these civilizations had some local religions, whether Nordic religion or in China or something. But I guess in this video we're just going to mention the names of the biggest ones. All of these civilizations, without the need to contact each other, came to the same conclusion that there's something more than just this worldly existence.
Oops, China just broke, but while it was breaking, Confucius was figuring out how to have good morals.
Philosophy.
The Greeks just had the idea of thinking about stuff. Yeah. And right over here, Alexander just had the idea of conquering the entire Persian Empire. It's a great
16.
idea.
That's crazy, right?
Great. And now he's dead. Hopefully the rest of the gang will be able to share the empire evenly between them. Knock knock, it's Chandragupta. He says, get the hell out of here. Will you get the hell out of here if I give you 500 elephants? Okay, thanks, bye. Time to conquer all of India. Or most of India.
There was no India back then, but yeah.
But what about this part? That's the Tamil Kings. No one conquers the Tamil Kings.
Sri Lanka.
Tamil Kings. Merchants probably. And they've got spices. Who would like to buy the spices? Me, said the Arabians, swiftly buying it and selling it to the rest of the world. Hey, China put itself back together again, with good morals as their main philosophy. Actually, they have 3 main philosophies. Out here, the horse nomads run wild and free, and they would like to ransack your city.
Mongols.
Let's check the Greekification levels of the Greekified kingdoms. Greekification overload. Bye, said the Parthians. Bye, said the Jews. Hi, said the Parthians, taking over the entire place. Hey, said the Romans, eating the entire Mediterranean for breakfast. Thanks for invading our homeland, said the Jews, who were starting to get tired of people invading their homeland. Hi, everything's great, said some guy who seems to be getting very popular and is then arrested and killed for being too popular, which only makes him more popular. You can make a religion out of this. What?
Christianity wasn't born with the death of Jesus. It was born much later, and even the early Christians actually didn't believe Jesus was God. Anyways, and also he didn't look like a white guy. But anyways, I'm not here to debate this. Let's just go on.
Silk? Now you can buy it from China. They just made a brand new road to the world. Or you can get their own water. Sick, new trade routes, said India, accidentally spreading their religion to the entire southeast. That's a good place for an epic trading kingdom. There goes Buddhism traveling up the Silk Road. I wonder if it'll reach China before it collapses again. Remember?
One thing that's crucial to understand here, each way of life and each religion and each civilization is expansionist in nature. Isn't that fun? So even our Western civilization wants to expand, the Islamic civilization wants to expand, the Russian, Soviet, everyone wants to expand their ideology. It's something which is part of the ideology to expand it. We want to expand our thoughts, our ideas about life and death, and then we want to take over the land and the resources. Typical kind of civilization stuff.
The Persian Empire? Yep, said the Persians, making a new one. Axum is getting so powerful they would like to build a
Ethiopia,
long stack.
right?
Has anyone populated Madagascar yet? Let's do it together. Still can't cross the Sahara Desert? Try camels. Hell yeah, now we got business, said the Ghana Empire, selling lots of gold and slaves. Hi, I live in the Roman Empire, and I was wondering, is loving Jesus legal yet? No. Actually, okay, sure, said Constantine, moving the capital way over here to be closer to his main rival. Don't worry about Rome, it won't fall.
That's Zoroastrian religion, Persia. And what's crazy is that you had the Roman and Persian Empire, the two largest empires in the world, and Islam came in through one man, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and a few people, then more and more, and of course they conquered Arabia, but they took over the Persian and Roman. It's like Eskimos taking over the US and Russia. It doesn't really happen. These people in Arabia were very poor and unlettered, and they are taking over Persia and Rome. Like, what's going on? Let's go.
There's the Gupta Empire, not Chandragupta, just Gupta. First name Chandra, the first. Guess who's in Rome? Barbarians. What's a barbarian? Non-Romans, said the Romans, being invaded by non-Romans. R.I.P. Roman Empire. Or actually just half of it. The other half is just fine. But it's not in Rome anymore, so let's give it a new name. The Mayans have figured out the stars. Oh, and here's a huge city, population everyone.
Nice.
The Goat Turks have taken over the entire Eurasian steppe. Great job, Goat Turks.
Go.
How's India? Broken. How's China? Back together. How's those trading kingdoms? Bigger and there's more of them. Korea has 3 kingdoms. Japan has a kingdom, it's the Sunrise Kingdom. Deep in the Arabian desert, on the top of a mountain, the real God whispers in Muhammad's ear. So he goes down to the cube where everyone worships gods, and he tells them their gods are all fake. And everyone got so mad at him that he had to leave town and go to a different town. You can make a religion out of this, and maybe conquer the world as well.
Yeah, so a couple of things. Allah didn't whisper to Muhammad's ear, it was Angel Gabriel, but okay. Isn't it insane that in just a couple of years, actually in the life of the Prophet, and then a few years after him, Abu Bakr, 2-year caliphate, and then Omar, during Omar's time, they like expanded so much. That's insane. Just at the birth of a religion, because Christianity was born, and then in the year 300, the Roman Emperor accepted Christianity and then started spreading it. But before that, Christians were persecuted actually and killed for their beliefs. So there was no spreading of the religion like this, or Judaism didn't spread like this. But Islam is the only one which spread like this insanely. And if you read about the history, how it spread, it's crazy. And yeah, some of it was through warfare. But most of it was through trades, through merchants, through dawah, and just simply because it's the truth.
The Roman Empire is long gone, but somehow the Pope is still the Pope. Plus there's new kingdoms all over Europe.
Samuel's kingdom, that's my kingdom, Slovakia.
I wonder if there's room for wars. Here's all the wisdom. In a house. It's the Baghdad House of Wisdom. Just in time for the Islamic Golden Age. Let's bring stuff to the coast and sell it and become the...
When people say Muslims are backwards, think about Islamic Golden Age and how many things were created in Islam, the medicine, the algebra. I'm not even going to go through the list. There's many books written on this, so...
Swahili on the Swahili coast, said the Swahili on the Swahili coast. Remember this tiny space you have to go through to get from here to there? Someone owns that now. Want to get enlightened in the middle of nowhere? The Franks have the biggest kingdom in Europe, and the Pope is so proud that he invites the king over for Christmas. Surprise, you're the new Roman Emperor, said the Pope, pretending to still be part of the Roman Empire. Then the Franks broke their kingdom into what will later be called France and not France. The Northerners, or just Norse if you don't have much time,
Vikings.
are exploring. They go north, from the north to the northern north, and they find some land, 2 types of land, and they name them accordingly. They also invade some other places and get called many names, such as Vikings. There's the Rus, the Kievan Rus. Are they Vikings? I don't think so, said the Kievan Rus.
Kind of Vikings.
The Pope is ready to make some more emperors of the Roman Empire, the Holy Roman Empire. It's actually Germany, but don't worry about it. New Kingdoms.
Christianize all the kingdoms.
Which brand would you
Yeah.
like? Mine's better. Mine's better. Mine's better.
And it wasn't
Time to conquer
Christianized
England, said William.
super
It's a bird. It's a
peacefully.
plane. Is the Seljuk Turks? Said the Byzantine Empire, who's getting so small and almost doesn't exist anymore. We need help. They need help, so they call the Pope. Hey Pope, can you help us get rid of the Seljuks? Maybe take back the Holy Land on the way? Come on, I know you want to take back the Holy Land. Yes, I do actually want to do that. Let's do a crusade. Crusade! They did many crusades, some of which almost didn't fail, but at least the Italians got some sweet trade deals. Goodbye, Mayans. Hello, Toltecs. Goodbye, Toltecs. Hello, Mississippi. Look at those mounds. There's the Pueblo.
The thing with Christianity is if you worship some else, if you worship, like, even if you were a Protestant in a Catholic, they would just kill you, or they would consider you a heretic. And if you're a Muslim under Christian rule in the past, it would be even worse. They would actually persecute you. They would not allow you to worship. You couldn't do Ramadan. You couldn't eat the food that you want to eat and all that stuff. And in Islam, it doesn't work like that, because in Islam, Christians and Jews and everybody else can pray and worship and do whatever they want, and even have their own court systems. And you can read about that as well. It's just that you are under the Islamic government and they protect you, and they have a military for you, and you pay a special tax. But overall, it's a much better system because it protects the minorities inside of it, and it doesn't destroy them. However, those minorities are not able to kind of convey their message and spread their message inside the Islamic State. However, I'm not talking about the Islamic State, you know which one, but a regular caliphate from the past. But it's a much better system because it's actually preserved Christians, and you can still find them in the Middle East or North Africa. And unfortunately in Europe, where are the Christians? Are there any left? I don't know. I think they all became atheists. So
I always wondered how to build a town in a cliff. Guess who's here? Come here. Where? Here. And Pagan is there. Vietnam unconquered itself, Korea just became itself, and Japan is so addicted to art that the military might have to take over the government. China just invented bombs and typing, and the Mongols just invaded most of the universe. Nice
Genghis
going,
Khan.
Genghis. I bet that will last a long time. Some of the Islamic Turks
that's a crazy amount of land that he had, right? Genghis Khan. I think he had like 5,000 kids, some insane stuff.
were unaffected by the Mongol invasions because they were busy invading India. Is it Tonga time? I think it's Tonga time.
The Sultan, they invaded India and they ruled India Muslims for 800 years, I think. But India is Hindu. It's not a Muslim country. It's still a Muslim minority, but Muslims were in the government. Look at what happens now in India to Muslims. It's quite unfortunate.
That means lake. There's an empire there, right in the middle of Africa. The king of Mali is so rich he's going on tour to let everyone know. Wow, that guy's rich, everyone said. The Christians are doing a great job reconquering Iberia, which will soon be called Spain and not Spain. Please remain Christian. We will check in later to see if you're still Christian when you least expect. Whoops, half of Europe just died. China's back, yay! Hey, come here, time to share. New kingdoms here and there. Oh, look who controls all the islands. It's the Mahajapit, Majapahit, Mapajahit, Mahapajit, Mapajahit, Majapahit. Oh, Italy's really rich. Time for them to care a lot about art and the ancient classics. It's kind of like a rebirth. Here's a printer, let's make books. So you think you can conquer the Byzantine Empire? Yep, said the Ottoman Turks. Nice job, Ottoman Turks. Whoops, you missed a spot. Don't forget to ban Europe from the Indian spice trade. What? That's bullshit, said Portugal, spiceless. Well, I guess we'll have to find another way to India.
Isn't that crazy that just because of spices, Portuguese went to India through Africa? What's so special about the spices? I understand, okay, they're cool, but I never got that, like, people would be traveling and trading just because of spices or perfumes. I don't know. Am I just weird? Or do you really care about spices that much? I don't know. Maybe they did back then.
Wait, said Christopher Columbus, probably smoking crack. If the world is round, let's go this way to India. No, don't worry, we already got this.
To find
So
spices.
Chris goes to Spain. Hey, Spain, want to hire me to find India by going around back of the world? No, please, no, please, no, please. Okay, so he sails into the ocean and discovers more ocean. And then discovers the Indies and Japan. Let's draw a line.
And kills many natives and rapes people. But he did discover this, but Vikings did as well.
To decide who gets which half of the world. The Aztec and Inca empires are off to a great start. I wonder if they know that Europe just discovered their continent. The Habsburgs are marrying into so many royal families they might have to start marrying each other. Move over, Lithuania. Here comes Moscow. Ivan wants to make Russia great again. Move over, Timurids. Maybe go invade India or something. Persia just made Persia Persian again. Let's make it the other kind of Islam. The one where we thought the first guy should have been the other guy.
Shia Islam is basically a new version of Islam based on political events, and for converts like myself doesn't make any sense. The Islam that I follow is based on what happened in the life of the Prophet, and that's called the Sunni Islam, and that's the majority in the world. They're still Muslim, but It's a different Islam. Anyways, why am I saying this? It's probably boring you.
Hey Christians, do you sin? Now you can buy your way out of hell. That's
Nice.
bullshit. This whole thing is bullshit. That's a scam. Fuck the church. Here's 95 reasons why, said Martin Luther in
I remember when I learned this, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
his new book, which might have accidentally started the Protestant Reformation. You know what would be magnificent, said Suleiman wearing an onion hat? What if the Ottoman Empire was really big?
Subhanallah, I was just in the Suleiman Mosque in Istanbul. I have a video on this channel visiting it and praying there. It's an amazing building, so...
Which it is now. What if Russia was big, said Ivan, trying not to be terrible? Portugal had a dream that they controlled the entire Indian Ocean, including the spice trade. And then that dream was real.
Spice trade?
And Spain realized that this is not India, but they pillaged it anyway. Damn, said England and
Killed
France.
many
We
people.
gotta start pillaging some stuff. Then the Dutch revolt and all the hipsters moved to Amsterdam. Damn, said Amsterdam. We gotta start pillaging some stuff. Question 1. Can you get to India through North America? No, but at least there's beaver. Question 2. Steal the spice trade. That's not a question, but the Dutch did it anyway. Guess where all the sugar's made? In Brazil. Go.
I guess, yeah, sugar as well is a spice... Well, not spice, but yeah, it's all about kind of spicing your food. The entire world's conflicts were about spicing your food. Isn't that insane? Coffee, sugar, spices. That's insane to me. Like, why would we go to war because of sugar? I know it's profitable, okay, and all that, but come on, it's just sugar. Dumb stuff.
In the Caribbean, and it's so goddamn profitable you might forget to not do slavery. The next thing on Russia's to-do list is to get bigger. Britain and France are having a friendly discussion about who should control the entire world, more
Britain.
specifically Ohio. Then it escalates into a 7-year discussion, giving Prussia a chance to show Austria who's boss. But what about Britain and France? Did they figure out who's boss? Yes, they did. It's Britain. Guess who's broke? Also Britain. So they start taxing the hell out of America. America declaring their independence and fighting for it. And France helps them win. Now France is broke. And Britain will have to send their prisoners to a different continent. Wait, if France is broke, why do the king and queen still wear such fancy dresses? Let's overthrow the palace and cut all their heads off, said Robespierre, cutting everybody's head off until someone eventually got mad and cut his head off.
Guillotine.
No, don't. Haiti is starting to like the idea of a revolution, especially the slaves, who free themselves by killing their masters. Why didn't we think of this before? Wait, who's in charge of France now? Said Napoleon, trying to take over Europe. Luckily, they banished him to an island. But he came back. Luckily, they banished
Crazy
him to another
guy.
island. There goes Latin America, becoming independent in the Latin American Wars of Independence. Britain just figured out how to turn steam into power, so now they can make many different types of machines and factories with machines in them, so they can make
Capitalism.
products real fast.
Human
Then they invent some
workers.
trains and conquer India and maybe put some trains there. Hey, China, said Britain, buy stuff from us. Nah, dude, we already got everything, says China. So Britain tried to get them addicted to opium, which worked, actually. But then China made it illegal and dumped it all into the sea. So Britain threw a hissy fit and made them open up 5 cities and give them an island. Britain and Russia are playing a game where they try to stop each other from conquering Afghanistan. Also, the Sultan of Oman lives in Zanzibar now.
They always try to go
That's
for
just where he
Afghanistan.
lives. India just had a revolution, and they would like to govern themselves now. Nope, said Britain, governing them even harder than before.
Text message.
Technology is about to go crazy. The United States finally figured out whether slavery is good or bad. It's bad, they decided. And then they continued manifesting their destiny, which is to kill the rest of the natives and take their land and maybe kick out the Mexicans too.
Unfortunately.
I know, let's rape Africa, said Europe, scrambling to see who could rape it the fastest. They never
Crazy.
got Ethiopia. Britain and France are still hungry.
And that happened like not that far ago, the raping of Africa. And they would like in 20th century, you could go to a zoo in Belgium and see African people or people from Philippines displayed as animals. That's 100 years ago, bro. So now we pretend we're so somehow conscious and evolved, but Europeans were the most barbaric people on this planet. It's crazy stuff. Look it up.
The United States ran out of destiny to manifest, so they're looking for more. Cuba. Wait, Spain controls Cuba. Well, blame something on them and go to war. What should we blame on Spain? Let's blame the Maine on Spain. So they blame the Maine on Spain. Now we're in business. To celebrate, they kick Panama out of Panama and make a canal, connecting the 2 oceans. Britain just found oil in the Middle East. It makes cars go. China is so tired of being bossed around that they delete their old government and make a new, stronger government, which is accidentally weaker and controlled by a guy from the previous government. Europe hasn't had a war since the last war, so they start World War I. Look at those guns. It's gonna be a great war. So great we won't need a second one. After it's over, they blame Germany. Russia went on strike and the workers overthrew the government. Now everyone's paycheck is the same. Communism in the Soviet Union. The Arabs revolt and Britain helps. Now the Ottoman Empire's gone, so we can give the Jewish people a place to live.
This is
Hopefully
not a
the
good
Arabs
idea.
won't mind. Let's cut the cake, said Sykes and Picot, carving up the remains of the not-so-Ottoman anymore empire. Except Turkey, Turkey makes a brand new Turkey. And then the Saudis conquer Arabia. It just seemed like the right thing to do. Hello? Yes, it's the 1920s calling. Let's get in the car and drive to a party and listen to jazz on the radio and go to the movies. The economy's great and it'll probably be great forever. Just kidding. Germany's back featuring Hitler, the angry mustache model, and he's mad at the Jews for existing.
Hitler.
Japan is finally conquering the East, and they're so excited they raped Nanking way too hard. They should probably just deny it. Hitler's out of control, so the international community...
Yeah, he took over Slovakia and Czech Republic as well and killed many people. Yep, that's Adolf. What you gonna do with him?
Tackles him and tries to explain why killing all the Jews is a bad idea, but he kills himself before they could explain it to him. That's World War II. Bonus round, Pacific Showdown. United States versus Japan. Fight. Finish him. Let's unite all the nations and have...
It's crazy that those atom bombs were dropped, and yeah, it's like inhumane, but it actually helped to end the war, and Japan capitulated, or actually gave up after they dropped Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So it's kind of a difficult decision, right, to whether you drop a bomb and end the war or continue to fight and maybe kill more people. In Islam, this is not really allowed to just wipe out people like that.
Some world peace. Seems legit. Hi, I'm Gandhi, and if Britain doesn't get the hell out of India, I'm going to starve myself in public. Wow, that worked. Bonus, now there's Pakistan. Actually, 2 Pakistans. One of them can be Bangladesh later. The Jews and the Arabs finally figured out which one of them should live in the Holy Land. Me, they both said at the same time. Let's divide up the land so everyone's happy.
Of course.
Look out, China. There's a new China in China.
They killed, I don't know how many thousands of Palestinians and moved them out of their homes and many other nasty things during that time. So I think 700,000. Yeah, so it's crazy what happened there.
What's on the menu? Communism. No thanks, said the other
Communism.
China, escaping to an island. I wonder which one is the real China. There's the Korean War, Korea versus Korea. Nobody wins, then it's on pause forever. Let's meet the sponsors. Oh, it's the 2 global superpowers. They're having a friendly debate over which economic system is good and which one is an evil virus of Satan.
Funny enough, these were the 2 options, communism and capitalism, but there's a better option, and it's Islamic capitalism, which basically, it's kind of a mix of these, where you have the private ownership and you can make money and business and all that, but everything is covered under real assets. So when you do loans, or there's no interest, there's no like making money out of making money and making money out of percentages and growing it based on nothing, which creates bubbles and these crazy, economic downturns and banks and they, and all that nonsense under capitalism. And communism doesn't allow private property, which doesn't make any sense. And in Islam, it has a healthy balance. It doesn't allow this crazy financial services to be sold and create money out of nothing, out of more money, and then create like debt which can never be repaid. But it also allows to have private property.
And they both have atom bombs. Fight! Wait, no, that would be the end of the world. Let's just keep it cool and spy on each other instead. And make sure we have enough atom bombs. I'll race you to space.
What's it called? Nuclear proliferation, so that you have enough atom bombs that you can scare the other party. I think that's what it's called.
Now let's make some more countries fight themselves. Europe is tired of pillaging other continents, and the continents they were pillaging are tired of being pillaged. So here's a new map with new countries. Now you can't tell who they're being pillaged by. The United States finally decided whether racism is good or bad. They decided it's bad, and the world agrees. South Africa might need another minute to think about it. Let's check the world population. Whoa. Okay. Technology's better too, that might keep happening. The Soviet Union decides to relax a little and accidentally falls apart. Europe makes a union, so now they can all use the same money, except Britain because they don't feel like it. Let's check the mail. Surprise,
We're part
it's
of
on
it.
the computer. Whoops, someone just attacked America. I bet they'll remember that. Phone call. Surprise, it's in your pocket. Want to learn everything? Surprise, it's on the computer. Now your phone's a computer, which is in your pocket. Whoops, the economy just crashed. Don't worry, the big banks won't fail because they're not supposed to.
Capitalism.
Surprise, flying robots.
Drones
With bombs. Want to
killing
print a
people in
brain?
Pakistan.
Some people have no friends. Some people have no food. The
Yeah.
globe is warming.
And the ocean is full of plastic.
Mental health
Let's save the
problems.
planet, said everybody, not knowing how. Let's invent a thing inventor, said the thing inventor after being invented by a thing inventor. That's pretty cool. By the way, where the hell are we?
It's a really good video. I think the guy who made it has done a ton of research, and there were a lot of great information there. However, he does have a bias. So guys, I have never done a reaction video, so this was my first on this channel. I usually talk about Islam, Muslims, and what we go through in the West, and also show you interesting places in Europe with Islamic history and background. If you want to learn about that kind of thing, God, spirituality, all that stuff, then follow my channel, inshallah. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.